Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad to hear this morning. Got a big show lined up, a special guest here in Studio B. But first, let's take care of our weather, brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning right here in Southport. Drew Pollard and all the guys and girls working for him, making a great little small company, small town America, and a small local business. So support them if you can. Looking at a high today of 71, low of 58 in the 50s. Water temperature still at 75. That's off the end of the pier. Our river reading is brought to us by Mountain Dew. On the outdoors with Mountain Dew. The Apalachicola runs down 14.2. It's high. The Choctaw Carabelle, 8.9. We just had a lot of rain, as we talked about yesterday, and the river is going to be high this weekend. So you still can catch fish on high water. Our guest's going to tell you how to do that. But right now, just be aware it's going to be high if you're getting out there. So tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Great tide today. Today is the 13th of May. Folks, we're almost halfway through May. We're looking at a high tide this morning at 9:56 and a low tide tonight at 8:48. All right, let's go ahead and take our break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, and welcome to our regular here, Daniel Cole, the boating expert of Panhandle Outdoors. Welcome back, buddy.
How's it going, buddy?
Good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Before the show, we were talking about fishing, and guess who's been fishing?
Well, a little bit.
A little bit, okay. But y'all had some pretty good luck.
Yeah, we did. We caught some nice cats and some nice brim and bluegill. Really nice trip up on the Appalachia River. A couple of them.
Off the big river.
Yep.
And really, was the water fairly high when y'all went back in there?
It was. There's a slough a guy took us to that not a lot of people know about, but you can't get into it usually because when the water's normal height, it has to be high to even get in there. And it was good fishing.
And see, that's the thing about it. We're just talking about you can catch fish on high water, but it's hard to do out in the middle of the river. You want to get back in the
no, you got to get in the sloughs. That's
right.
a fact.
That's right. Well, what's going on in the boating world? You're talking about you're investigating a tugboat accident or something? What was that story?
Yeah, can't say a lot about it because, of course, it is an investigation. There's the insurance companies involved, but a tugboat recently creamed the fender system over at St. George Island Bridge, and so we've been asked to do some investigative work on that and try to resolve some of the issues about it for the insurance company.
So you're like an expert witness?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and,
so we do interviews, whoever was there, and go through the process.
We don't think about it, and we're not talking a lot about boats and all, but these big barges and then the big tugboats, and you got the current and all. It's not like just turning your car around the corner. And you've been on it, you've run it before.
Yeah.
Is that difficult?
It's all about timing, and if your timing's off a little bit, and a lot of times what will happen is you'll have a shift in tides, and you have a really strong current that you don't usually have. Sometimes you can go through a space several times, and then there's that one time that things aren't like they normally are, and boy, it can sure throw you into a quandary.
Yeah, I know we don't realize how much traffic is on the intercoastal and coming down to Mississippi and all these barges. There's so many of them out there. That's a huge, huge group of people.
It is, yep.
And I know when I was going over to Louisiana and watching them and all, it was just amazing how many's out there. And you have to have a certain captain's license to how many tons and all for the tugboats.
Yep. So. And it's amazing. That really is a profession because it's amazing they don't have more mishaps than what they have. But they do very well, and I think across the board, this was very much an accident, and I think that's how most of them are. Those guys typically are very professional.
Well, I guess as an investigator, you look for a lot of clues. If it hit so-and-so here, you can sort of tell the pressure it hit, or, all kind of little clue things. How do you do that? More
than anything, you're recording the damage, both to the vessel and to the fender works or the bridge, whichever it may be. Sometimes they'll whack a bridge, take a piling out, but that's the big thing, is what condition was the vessel in, and then what repairs were going to be necessary, who was at fault. Those kind of things you factor them all in.
But nobody's heard anything like that.
Right.
I always, you run tugboats before, or you've
Oh, yeah.
you've done all that work and all. I've always wondered, when I see them on the water, my mind just goes back. I wonder, do those guys get a chance to fish off the back of it? Do they ever?
You know, there's a lot of them that do.
There's a lot of them that do. Do they really?
Yeah, you especially your bigger ones. You go on there, you're going to see fishing reels back there.
I'm glad you told me that.
The thing about that is when you're running towboats, it's such a slow ride, and it doesn't take a lot of manpower once it's going. You know, your captain and wheelhouse pretty much takes care of everything, until it's time to tie up or whatever.
Yeah.
But you can be on station somewhere for such a long time, waiting either for your chance to be unloaded or your chance to dock. You know, those guys got to kill the time somehow. So
that's cool.
They'll do that.
And I know. I think about it when I see a tugboat going by some shrimpers off on the side. I said, I know there's some activity. I wonder if those guys will get a chance to.
Yeah, I'm sure some of them do.
I've never known if they could officially do that and all, but so they're good to hear that. Okay, that's that place going to be. Anything else going on down there that way, or?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
I know that I've been seeing a lot of guys in this bay. I don't know if they're still in season now or not, but I know they were really killing the triple tail down there for a while.
Yeah.
And,
it was a good triple tail season.
I don't know if that's still in season or not, but I've got friends that run charters down there, and they were always posting pictures.
Yeah.
A lot of fish.
From the information up here, and from what I got down there, it's been on cobia. It's been a very slow season. They just haven't been on a cobia taking. Have you heard some of the same thing too? Or?
Well, it depends. I've seen a lot of cobia taken in our area, not down there.
Okay.
But there's a couple captains that I'm good friends with, and they've been getting quite a few and doing a good job at it.
Well, good to hear, because
hopefully they're picking up.
Most of my reports come from recreational people, like they normally, and they haven't gotten as many as they have. So
sure.
I'm glad the captain.
Well, when you make your living, you better be catching. You know, you're making your living that way. So.
Yeah. And king mackerel. Did you ever get to go Spanish fishing?
I did, and I went one time and limited out. Went the next time, and there were so many pontoon rental boats out there, I couldn't catch nothing. So they were cutting my lines, cutting across behind me. Getting behind me, getting mad because I was going slow.
What did we predict here? What did we talk about? We talked about that's going to happen.
We did last time I was on. We talked about that.
Yeah, and sure enough, it did happen.
So and that's actually why I started focusing more on freshwater fishing, was just to get away from all the craziness out here in the bay.
Yeah, I think seriously, as locals and all, we're going to have to learn to fish maybe Monday through Friday, and Saturdays.
This was on a Monday.
It was on a Monday.
This was on a Monday.
They're not supposed to be here on Monday.
Well, I think Wednesday is going to be our secret day.
Wednesday.
That's kind of in between the weekends, so that there's not as many tourists out there.
Yeah, we might have to pass a county ordinance. Tourists fish on these certain days and locals on these days. But I know they mean well. Most of them, they don't know what they just
they're just out running a boat.
They just don't know any better. And so anyway, okay. We're gonna go. We got some pictures to show, and there was some really interesting things been going on, and we haven't had a chance to show it because of that guest, and then we had Mike Edwards on the fishing tackle. So we're gonna take a break and come back and show some really cool pictures. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. We're Daniel Cole talking about all kind of interesting things, and all. We're talking about lightning. I know y'all saw the other day where lightning hit the asphalt, and then blew. What's the chance of on I-10 there in the Funiac, and the asphalt went through the windshield and busted out? I know y'all saw that, and we always talk about lightning here on the show because and you saw some kayakers out there in the middle of the day, and they're in a squall.
Yesterday after the squall we had, during the squall we had yesterday morning.
Yeah.
Which was the same storm front that produced that lightning.
Yeah.
Two guys, short kayak, middle of Deepwater Point, rod sticking up. I thought they were going to be a microwave potato before they got done for the day, but fortunately it cleared off and nothing happened apparently. But
they say the chances are so rare for you getting hit, but they don't say it's impossible, but the chances are rare. So these people driving down the highway, my goodness, and then.
Well, graphite's a good conductor.
Yeah, it is.
And if it leads right down to a little boat that's about 10 foot long and there's two of you on it, you've got a good chance of getting burnt pretty good if it hits. Have you ever seen a rod that's been hit with that?
I haven't.
I saw a boat, it's been a couple years ago, it was coming in, and they had rods behind the leading post, and it got hit by lightning. And all of that graphite, just like a big bird's nest. Like, remember when you used to have the little cassette tapes and all the stuff would come out of them? That's what it looked like. It was just a bird's nest of.
So it just sort
graphite.
of just blew it up.
Yeah, just like it was
That's
crazy.
interesting.
It was crazy.
I want to look that up. That's interesting.
Fortunately, nobody was hurt on that one.
Speaking of good things going on, I was down at Blue Water Outriggers this past week, last week, and I had to take a picture of the line of people checking out. Business is booming, and they're all in line with getting fish and stuff at Blue Water Outriggers, and I just reached back and took a quick picture of it. But I had to show this. I have a few books left. I got them at Blue Water, and I noticed it's right about a counter if you want to go there and get one, but they had a little, see right there at the top of they got a little sticky note. And on that display, and I'm thinking, why they got a sticky note in the book? So there's got to be some picture that they want people to look at. And lo and behold, I went to the picture, and that's over on St. Vincent Island. That's the only picture of a hunting thing, but people have been fascinated with that picture for years. That's Judge Hutchison. You can look it up I forget what page it is if you have the book. And it's a big set of horns, and St. Vincent Island because you grew up down there. But I ask them, and they tell me that they just show people that picture, and that people cannot believe it. But that's what was earmarked in the book there. So that's what the tourists are enjoying. Now,
So before you move on, was he hunting with a tie?
This was in those days. This is right after World War II. This is Judge Hutchison and everything right here. This actually, it was actually 1943. I'm sorry. He wanted to he couldn't buy meat in the store, so on December 23rd, he went down there and shot a big buck and brought it back here for Christmas dinner. But and he posed with it. Now I don't know if he actually hunted. I don't know.
In that suit, I always
he
wondered about that.
Suit, yeah, and that's a good point. But anyway, it was a cool story, and the Hutchison family is well known around here. Okay, I got several other pictures to show you. Let's see. Let's go. Our buddy Colby Dutton and Trey Groom in the Red Holland tournament. They got second place out of 50 boats. That's good for 19-year-old boys, 18, 19-year-old boys. This is down there in White City. Nice. Had 50 boats in Red Holland tournament down there. So good job on that. And then Steve McLemore, he was up there. He was Lake Talquin, and he caught a big one up there. It's 18 pounds on Lake Talquin. So that's good bass fishing. Robin Holland, I've shown her mahi, chicken of the sea. She sent this to Panama City Fishing, and that bite has been really good. Okay, and he's been on the show. Brock Meyer's been on the show before. He caught a shark out of the kayak. So I mean, just look at those three pictures: the bass, the mahi, and the shark. But here, I think this might be one of my favorites. Okay, this is Cameron Smalley. Okay, his dad is Scott Smalley, and they went fishing, and guess who caught the fish? Cameron. Good job, Cameron, and that's a couple nice trout right there.
Sure is.
I told Scott I was going to put this on the show because usually the dad catches the big fish and it teaches the son how to do it, but Cameron's a fine fisherman right there. Okay, so, and I got a couple more. Let's go ahead and take our break now, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. So here we are, our good friend Daniel Cole talking about all kinds of things, and we're going to talk about the gas stuff later on. Y'all know all about that, but just be aware of what's going on and do. We'll have to talk about that later, but we'll see what happens.
Do a little bit later. Yep.
Okay. But anyway, let's take a look at our fishing game times. Speaking of Blue Water, they bring our fishing game times. This morning, 102 to 302, and after lunch, 126 to 326. Some good times there. When you and the wife were catching all those brim and catfish and all, did y'all just catch them solid, or you catch them in one period at a time?
It's just a few at a time. It was kind of spread out.
That's cool. We've got several more pictures, and but we want to talk about some other stuff too. But let's talk about before we get back to the pictures. You were talking about some things off there about appreciating the people and all that, and then you want to download some stuff to do.
Oh, yeah. Well, we've had a lot of people come out and say they really appreciate what we're doing. They appreciate us coming on the show. Mm-hmm. So what we're doing, setting up a YouTube channel where we will actually put all of our videos where we've made appearances here on Panhandle Outdoor. So if you are interested in something that was said in one of the boating segments, then it'd be easier to find. And then also, with all the outpouring of appreciation we've had, we really appreciate you guys, all the nice words we get, all the nice emails. If you really appreciate our content on the show, then feel free to write a review, or if we've done something for you and you're happy with our business service, feel free to write a review on Yelp or on Google or whatever, or catch us on Facebook. We have a lot of likes, a lot of reviews there as well, so feel free to add to that if you'd like to.
Yeah. Dan, I've said this over and over again, we have the most loyal viewers of anyone here in the Panhandle. We hear from them on a daily basis, and that's what keeps us going. I've said it over and over again, but you run into people that tell you the same thing, to enjoy it. So,
yeah, but I think they're the highest quality of people too.
Yeah, they're great outdoorsmen.
And
we're able to do some things on this show that other TV stations aren't. I'm not tooting our horn or anything, but for example, we showed you the last day and a half, or the day before yesterday, we had Mike Edwards' video on how to make those fishing tackle. Now, most TV stations would have to comprise, because of their time restraints, they'd have to put that in 3 or 4 minutes. But we're able to do a show and a half on detail about how Mike Edwards makes those. And it was important to me that we didn't cut that, and we just showed you the whole segment. So, and I know it's important to y'all to see, and we got good feedback on it. So we're blessed to have the time, and then blessed to have the quality of the guests, and then the viewers. So it's a win-win for everybody. And speaking of everybody, and we got viewers from all over, and we're talking about all the viewers sending in stuff and keeping us informed. And this next picture now is going to be coming from Colorado, Buena Vista, Colorado. We have a viewer out there. In fact, we've been on the show before, Jack Nichols. But greetings from Colorado. We took a short drive up Cottonwood Pass and saw these bighorn sheep on the road. Okay, I got a couple pictures. The lone one appears to be standing guard. So here's a picture here. Look at it. Ain't that a great picture? Just get in the car, drive out, and look out there. And that's what I always wonder what's going on outdoors in the other part of the country. Like we're catching fish. What are they doing up in Colorado, up there in Alaska? Look at that.
If you look, they've got a 360-degree perimeter set. They're all facing outside.
That's interesting. I hadn't noticed that. They're all looking outdoors. And then look at that one. And he's standing guard.
Yep.
Isn't that something though? But thank you so much, Jack, for sending that to us. Okay, another picture here. Michelle Peterson sent this to me, and it said, Mother's Day Pompano. Mike called my Mother's Day Pompano dinner. Decent size. So there you go, Mike Peterson, there you go. And look how pretty that water looks.
Yeah, it is
and
pretty.
He's got that bottom rig set up just right, and it's been a great year on Pompano. And I've
never caught pompano. I've always wanted to.
Well, you need to go do it now, because they're jumping in the bucket. You don't even have to catch, fish for them. And I always said the cigars always keeps the bugs away. Okay, all right. And hey, here's a good day here. This is John and Gloria Giddens from East Point, down your way.
Yep.
They said, hey, Winston, my wife and I had a good day last week on the bay side of St. George Island. Also broke off twice. Hers was 32 inches released, and mine was 27 inches on the button, eaten. Okay, so at least one ate one. That's sort of my mode of operation. Please add us to the prize barrel. We are John and Gloria Giddens, and we live in East Point. Thank you, and God bless. So that's her picture, and here's his picture. That's the one I think they ate. So good job there, and just, fishing behind St. George.
That's a beautiful fish.
It is, and I know you grew up in that area. Fishing behind St. George Island has always been good if you can know where to go.
Right.
And I know you fished there growing up and all.
Well, I did a little bit, but I didn't as much as you would think, because my family just wasn't into that,
Mm-hmm.
But I sure tried to catch up as I grew up.
That's just a neat area. And the same way with East Point, the old bridge there, but I talk about that a lot of times on Friday. Folks enjoy fishing off that old bridge there.
Yep.
All right, we got about 1 or 2 minutes left. Have we covered all your boating stuff now?
Yeah. Just something we'll mention with the gas shortages coming up. Be sure if you've got gas in your boat, put you some additive in there to protect it, because you never know, you may be needing it to put in your car before this is all over with.
Yeah.
There's some real fuel shortages are fixing to start. What they're saying. So
that's something totally been out of our hands, and we just have to, I don't know what we have to do. Just make sure we have plenty of gas.
I guess so. We all had to paddle
Yeah.
paddle canoes, I guess, to go fishing.
And hopefully most of y'all have taken, it's on the old gas away from last year, but didn't use it and put new gas in it. We always talk about doing that.
Yep,
You still see
clean.
damage from that over the years, don't you?
every year.
Every year, and we tell people, you don't know about
You know, it's not that it damages a lot, but you know what it costs to have a carburetor tore down and cleaned, or an injecting system on these newer engines now. It's a very costly mistake to do that. So.
Yeah. Do you use additives in your gas?
I do. I love Yamaha additives.
Okay.
They make two different grades. One is a good all-around fuel. If you had ethanol, it's supposed to kill ethanol. I never run ethanol gas in an engine.
Right.
I always run non-ethanol. But then they have another one that if you have an older engine, it actually has additives that'll clean the rings, keep them from sticking, and it's a little more expensive. But those two products, I really like them.
Speaking of those motors and all, I just can't believe the prices of how gasoline motors, the engines have gone up in prices.
Not just prices, they're not available.
Really?
They're not available. Yeah, I had a friend go down to, Bubba Hart always has lots of motors on
He's
him.
having trouble getting them in? Or?
Yeah, he went down the other day. He had one crate motor. It was a 25 horse tiller drive.
Is it a labor shortage or something, or what is it?
That's what they're saying it is.
No
They're not
kidding.
getting it.
Wow.
We've got local charter captains I've talked to. They're driving as far as Slidell, Louisiana to have to pick up motors.
Wow, I
There
didn't
are
know
none
that.
in the southeast.
Wow,
Yeah, it's crazy.
I wasn't aware of that. Well, we got about 30 seconds left. Make sure that you take care of your gas. That's a big.
Yep.
Make sure you do that. And what do you got planned this coming month? You going pompano fish and brimfish or catfish or?
I'm really wanting a flathead.
Okay.
I love flathead catfishing,
Okay.
and me and my buddy Max, we like doing that. So
Okay.
we're trying to line up some trips to go do that on the big river. And
That'd be fun.
I'm just getting older, and I'm getting kind of tired of all the people encroaching on you out in the bay. I mean,
Yeah.
I would love to go pompano fishing. I've never been, but but that's something I know we can go sit in the quiet and do.
Yeah, just go early and go on a weekday. Hi, buddy. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, bud. Thanks for having
Glad
me.
to have you. Thank you all watching Panhandle Outdoors. We appreciate your viewership. Do something good today for your fellow man. You have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.